or the chat on Twitch, we're not going anywhere. We're just gonna mute this part. Oh, we've got some orcs here. Skinny orcs. Oh, Warhammer Underworld Death Ogre. Okay. Ooh. Right. Okay. Lame heads. Got this funny looking guy right here with the spikes on his head. Right. Intimidating. Gut him. I don't know how I feel about these orcs. They're too skinny. Death Gorge. Fair fights are for victims.
A new faction for.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dreadbread. We're back at it with the World's Champions preview. If you missed the last VOD over on YouTube, well, you missed out on a lot of good stuff from the Flesh Eater's Courts. Let's get into these skinny looking orc boys. I don't know how I feel about these guys. They're a bit weird looking.
Warhammer Underworlds. Underworlds heralded as one of the tightest and most competitive games ever released.
Yeah, so this is a Cruel Boys faction for Warhammer Underworlds.
We
have seen Cruel Boys before, but this is a very different take on the kind of Cruel Boy archetype. This is a warband, Daggok's Stab-Ladz, and these are led by Daggok, which is the guy with the big spear there. His kind of thing is that...
I do like the Horn of Doom that guy is blowing, and I do like that guy's, like, I don't know, his face is neat, but these, I guess Cruel Boys are a different breed of orc, I guess. They look, I don't know. I don't know much about the Cruel Boys. They look odd to me. They look very odd to me. They're not really, and they're orky, but not in the sense of orcs that I'm used to. I mean, that guy's got a funny looking helmet. They're not bad models. They're just, I don't know.
He is the Fink Stealer, which means that he's out to try and get hold of enemy leaders, take their heads, and using various magics of Mork, take the cunning inside their heads so he can become the most cunning kill boss.
Does he need the rest of them, or just the heads?
I think he just needs the heads. So, I mean, they can keep the rest of them.
Powerful magics.
But there's some fun stuff going on in this warband. Each one of them is kind of an interesting kind of archetype within the Cruel Boys. So you've got the kind of sneaky one on the far right there with the knives. You've got the one that's like a little bit of a bruiser with his big two-handed chain. He's kind of like the monster breaker sort of thing. You've got the horn. One fun thing about the horn blower is that the horn of Kragnos. So when he sounds that, the other Uruks can kind of hear the rumble of their god wherever they are. And then you've got Daggok himself, who's the leader. So it's a really fun, very thematic and characterful warband. And it's a little look at some of the stats. These guys are solid. This is a good, well-rounded warband. They can fight pretty well. They are Uruks, so lots of health points. They hit pretty hard in combat, but they also have a few tricks to help them out. So they don't fight fair. They have schemes, which basically means that they are things that you know is on the way, you know that you're trying to achieve and will change the way the battle works, but your opponent doesn't know it's coming, so you can kind of plot out a little bit of how you want the game to play
That's
out.
interesting.
Knowing full well what the future is going to hold, but your opponent is none the wiser.
That's a little unique.
Yeah, it's. I think one of the nice things about Underworlds at the moment is that every warband really does have their unique play style. So even though there's another Cruel Boys warband in Underworlds, they have a very different feel from these guys.
And everything you need is right in that box.
Hey.
Yeah, they all comes as one set. So as long as you've got one of the core sets for Warhammer Underworlds, well, either the starter set or the current core season, these guys can kind of play straight into it out of the box. So all they're on the way as well. Come with a full Rivals deck and all the cards and things you need to play. So if you're a fan of the Cruel Boys, and I am a fan of the Cruel Boys, this is a really nice way to kind of get a new warband for Warhammer
Underworlds is actually one of the components here. The World Championships
That's
going
true,
to crown the first champion country here for this event. It's one of the events people can.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those systems that's on the up at the moment. Lots of excitement about the current season of Warhammer Underworld. Lots of people enjoying it an awful lot. So yeah, we're excited to see what that warband and lots of future